everyone, and welcome to Sidewalks Entertainment. I'm Veronica Castro.
And I'm Richard R. Lee. We're in Berkeley, California.
Woohoo! Lovely Berkeley. We're here at the Acclaimed.
Nice place they have here.
I know, right? I saw some desserts in there. I'm hungry.
She loves desserts and coffee,
That's
so
right.
all you guys out there, that's what she likes.
I gotta stop the coffee because I get too excited when I'm on coffee, especially when I'm meeting a filmmaker.
That's right, and you got a chance to meet a filmmaker today.
That's right. I get to meet up with Richard Linklater. He's the filmmaker for writer-director of the film Boyhood, which apparently is an amazing film, has gotten a lot of great reviews.
That's right. I think he said to me, Rotten Tomato, 100% positive review.
which is pretty rare for a
Very
high
rare.
review. Yeah.
Very rare.
What do you want to be, Mason? What do you want to do?
Hi there, everyone. Welcome to Sidewalks. I'm really thrilled to have my guest, Richard Linklater, here on the show. He is an amazing filmmaker. Richard, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here in Berkeley, California with us today.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to have a conversation with you about, if we can, in a short period of time here.
Yeah, let's try.
Your career, your experiences as a filmmaker, and of course, this brilliant film, Boyhood. I am so amazed by this film. This was one of the coolest films ever that I've seen. But let's go back and start with how did you get started in filmmaking? Because you're kind of from like this independent film upbringing, and where was this?
I was probably in my early 20s. I think as a teenager, I was always a writer. I thought I'd be a novelist or something. And then in college, briefly for about a year, I studied playwriting, and I was kind of involved in theater a little bit. So I was segueing from novelist theater. And then I discovered movies. I just found myself, I dropped out of school and I was just working, but I was just watching 3-4 movies a day. I found my medium. You know, I thought in pictures, and it included writing, but it required so much else. You know, technically, I was always good with my hands, you know, photography. And so it was just this all-encompassing, challenging medium, storytelling medium, because I felt I had stories to tell. But so, you know, the cinematic landscape always seemed very wide open to me. Like, there were a lot of possibilities. So Boyhood is a example of that kind of I don't know, kind of the films I set out to try to make, you know, something I hadn't seen before, but that still was telling a story in a different way cinematically than I had seen before. So it was one of those big challenges, but I've always tried to do that, you know, tell stories in different ways.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny because it took you apparently 12 years to create Boyhood, and in that time you created like a slew of other great films.
Yeah, I think I made about nine other films, so yeah, life goes on.
I mean, we go back, that's was that early 2000 when that started?
We started in 02, yeah.
Okay, 02. And for you, like, what was it? I mean, besides Boyhood and all the films that you're creating, like, what do you consider like your breakout film, and what do you consider like your kind of style of filmmaking?
Breakout film. The first film anyone ever, my indie that I did in the late 80s, it came out in 91. Slacker kind of was an indie hit of that time. And that allowed me to get my next film made, Dazed and Confused, which I did at a studio, my high school movie. So I was just lucky to get kind of a foothold and get films made, you know, from then on. So I got lucky. You know, it's timing. I think indie films now it's a great time to be a filmmaker, but it's probably the hardest time to get your film seen, or to have any cultural impact. It's very difficult.
You know, and it's funny that you said that, because we were briefly talking about how you live in Austin, and you're not in LA, which is kind of like the thing that every filmmaker and artist feels they need to be in LA in order to make things happen. But you literally did it from where you're at.
I think anyone can do it. I mean, the technology's not difficult. Anyone can do it. I'm kind of an advocate of staying where you are and telling your own stories from your own backyard. I mean, if you can, if you're in the right spot. You know, I was in a good place for that, but you know, sometimes you do have to kind of relocate. But I think geography's really overrated. You know, it's what's going on in your head is the main thing. You know, you can kind of be anywhere, as long as it's not like debilitating or unhealthy. But you know, there's a lot of, you can make it kind of happen anywhere, I think.
Well, I feel like as a filmmaker, you're somewhat of a chameleon, and you can literally morph your creativity. So
Yeah.
yeah. Now, as far as like, I'm kind of trying to get a sense of your filmmaking, and it's unique, it's refreshing, it's personal.
Yeah.
And where do you draw your inspiration from?
Well, every film's different. It's so fun because you're just trying to tell a story. You know, humans, we tell stories. So it's an eternal mystery. What, of all the stories in the world, what stories compel you to want to do all the effort that it takes to make a film to tell one story? You know, why that story and not all these others? So I just feel it's more like a compulsion, like a subject matter comes over you and then you feel like, oh, okay, I'm pregnant with this idea. I have to express this somehow.
I love that.
It is. It's a pretty good analogy, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost relatable to giving birth.
And it is. I'm giving birth right now to this film. It feels like it.
Yeah.
After a very long, let's say, extended gestation period, more than 9 months.
More than 9 months.
A 12-year gestation.
Yeah.
Broke the record there.
All right, that was a Richard right there, Linklater.
Richard Linklater. Isn't that crazy? You guys have the same name.
That's right, and we have the same name and sitting in the same chair. Somehow we just dissolved right into me sitting in this chair. So strange.
Yeah, but we have more coming up with him. He's going to talk a bit more about his film Boyhood.
A lot more about Boyhood.
A lot more about Boyhood.
It's actually a good film, so
yeah,
it's good to talk about Boyhood.
Yeah. I think we should have that conversation too.
What conversation?
About your Boyhood.
Oh no.
That's another episode.
Oh no. We'll be right back. No.
Come on, Richard.
No.
It's unlike anything I've ever experienced.
We filmed for 12 years. Nobody's ever done that before.
The hardest thing was when it ended. I wanted to continue shooting it for the rest of my life, and I never wanted anyone to be allowed to see it.
One story made up of a lot of little pieces.
Let's talk about Boyhood. This is like a time capsule for us, and it's amazing what you did with this film. Apparently, you used the same characters throughout the film, and we grew with them and we watched them unfold. Tell us about how that all happened.
It's so odd. It's a 12-year life project for all of us. But as a viewer, and it was so odd to make, so unusual, that we were shooting a period film. You know, if you watch it now, it opens in '02, so you're noticing technology, Game Boys, IMAX. You know, you see like the technological change over the years. But we shot that in the present tense. It wasn't like we had to do special set design. That's just the things that were around in the subtle fashion of, you know, changes over the years are reflected. But, you know, it's a new way to make a period film. You just shoot in the present and wait a long time. It's a lot cheaper, actually. You don't have to, you know, set dress so much.
Right. I was just thinking about that too. Like, as a filmmaker, I feel like there's always like this pressure for deadlines. And
oh, sure, yeah.
I was like, oh, well, this guy had like 12 years to make a film. That must be like a piece of cake for you. That must have made your life a lot easier.
We didn't have a deadline. This almost didn't feel like a film, you know. There was no end in sight.
Yeah.
I mean, 12 years is so far away when you're starting a project. It's like, and there was no real studio or pressure, no release date, no expectations.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like this lifetime sculpture thing we were working on every year. We would get back together. I think for the cast, it felt like probably like summer camp meets a family reunion. You know, it's like, we all get to, they've all grown up and everybody's a year older and hey, look at us. And, you know, it was just kind of a wild life experience. You know?
Like almost like an acting workshop. They can come and see you, hang out, learn some things over the course.
And there's no result. Like the kids, there was never an end product. It was just, it was so process oriented that I think it was really healthy for them. It was something they look forward to do every year because, you know, the downside of being a kid actor is like, then the movie comes out and people start treating you weird or, you know, but this was just, it was just something they did. And they're only now as young adults kind of having to see the results of all those years of work.
Right. And you casted Eller and your daughter, Lorelei. I mean, okay, so how did this happen, and did you have to find chemistry between them at that age? And
no, that was so fun. Like, in real life at that time, they were both only children in their family, so they immediately got this sibling thing going. She's older than him. She was kind of, you know, just the typical older sister behavior.
Yeah.
And they fell into it, and he had to kind of fight back, and it was just kind of wonderful. And that plays out in the movie. You see that she's kind of the annoying older sister who becomes a friend. You know, over time they're kind of on the same side at some point.
And is a lot of what she does in the film, is that kind of similar to her character, her personality in real life for you?
A little bit at that age, for sure, but it wasn't like that specifically.
Yeah.
She was acting, but it was kind of mannerisms and things she was capable of. I mean, that's when you're working with the kids, it's a little bit of a manipulation. You're like, well, what can they do? What's their range? And you just try to keep it in that area.
Yeah.
But they were both really wonderful actors. They jumped in and worked really hard. They were committed, you know.
It's a special moment for the crew and for yourself and your daughter to have that time capsule.
I know.
Thank you so much, Richard,
really
for
nice
being
talking to
here.
you. Thank
I
you
wish
for
I
having
could
me.
talk to you more.
I know, we could. Well, some other time.
Yeah, I could totally dissect
Next
this
time.
film with you, but much success to you. You're
Thank
already
you.
on it, so thank you very much for
We're
being
doing,
here.
yeah, so nice being here. So.
Yeah.
Additional music for Sidewalks, performed by From the Desk of Sally, featuring lead singer Gerald, from their self-entitled CD, From the Desk of Sally.
Well, unfortunately, the time is up. We like to thank Richard Linklater for appearing on the show. Very interesting guy.
I know. He's such a great guy. I love the film. I hope everyone goes out to watch it, right?
Yep.
You know, and if you want to find out more about Sidewalks, you can go to our website at sidewalkstv.com. You can go to Facebook. You can go to Twitter. Ask us some questions. Send us some comments.
We love comments.
Yes.
A lot of comments. Comments. Please give us comments.
Thank you so much for watching the show. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Comments. We love comments.
Yeah, we're recording now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either.
A 5, a 4, a 3, a 2.
I get to catch up with him here in Berkeley.
Actually, where I'm sitting right now, he's going to be sitting right here.
Yes, because he's going to be right here.
Sitting right here. Not on me, but right here on the chair. For the parking ticket, you can really stop me and go to the top to a break.
I want you to keep
before
going.
pizza, before French
As
fries.
he keeps saying this, we're going to go to a
before,
break so that we can have a conversation
virginity.
about this.
Hold your microphone near you.
my hand hurts. This mic is heavy. I need something to hold it up.
That's you got it right there. Why? Why do you have to do that at the end, right there? She always does that off camera. You never. She goes, "Ugh." I don't do that to her.
Are we rolling? We have an interview with him, and we're going to be talking about Boyhood.
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 A lot of boyhood.
A lot of Boyhood.
Boyhood.
I'm actually catching up with the director, writer of the film Boyhood. I'm like, just keep going, Richard. Just keep blabbing.
Boyhood.